Halftime Howie here, shining a light on special needs. Rocco's been with me about 4 years, Richard about a year or two. They met on the spectrum. Rocco, why don't you go back in time and talk about when you actually met Richard and how you two connected?
It's an interesting story, actually. I met Richard a couple years ago when I went out of college. I was in a group called GRASP, and basically it was on the recommendation of my folks to see if I could probably network and interact with people that were on the spectrum like myself. You know, lo and behold, I went to meetings out in, off of, I don't know where it is exactly, I think it was in Plainview, I think. But no, I met Richard in the program, and it was a great experience because I got to meet people of all sorts of different levels of the spectrum, and it was a very, very eye-opening experience into myself, you know, being on the spectrum and my own experiences, and really getting to know from everybody else's experiences just how, you know, you got to get a feel for what it is that we're dealing with here and the challenges that you face. And I really feel like it was a great thing that I did. It's been, you know, I've known Richard for a long time now, and he's a great guy, and you know, we have a good rapport together, me and him, and he's a great person to have around because he's you know, being older and more experienced than myself, you know, as somebody who is autistic, you learn a lot from somebody like that. You learn how to be more confident in yourself, you learn how to have more fun, and he gives a sense of, I'm trying to think of the right word, like a sense of levity to everything, and it's great to have somebody like that in your life, so I'm very grateful to meet Rich, absolutely.
And Richard, your thoughts of coming across with Rocco?
Rocco is probably one of the most dynamic people I've ever met in my life. He is incredibly gifted, very intelligent, very articulate, has an amazing sense of belonging and of understanding of the spectrum, and like myself, he's given me the courage to kind of embrace the spectrum rather than fear it, because a lot of autistic folk, they are afraid to come out. It's almost, I compare autism in a weird way to homosexuality because it's very difficult to come out of that shell. And when you come out, you know, you want to be embraced, you want people to recognize you, you want people to respect you and love you for who you are. And I'm fortunate that I have Rocco in my life to do that. I have my friends, I have family, and I think that autism really is a blessing because it helps me see the world differently than others do, but also to embrace it a lot more and to accept the challenges in it that come with it.
That's great, and we appreciate Rocco and Rich being on the show, and I think you guys have served as an inspiration with people with special needs.
Thank you so much for that. I think I would speak for Richard in the sense that we're both very, very grateful for all that you've done for us in the past couple of years with this program. I think that, you know, you give us a sense of belonging, you give us a sense of, you know, that we have skills that we can really bring to people, and we can really enrich our communities and enrich the people around us, and it's really a wonderful, great privilege to be able to do this. I think that Richard would agree with me on that level.
And Richard, you weren't here, but you can watch it on tape. We had Joe Lantini on before. He's the coordinator of Camp Anchor, and he loves the idea of us as a staff working with the children at Camp Anchor over the summer, and I know that you'll want to be a part of that.
Oh, absolutely. I wanted so much to be a part of Camp Anchor. I think Camp Anchor is tremendous. I think what they do is extraordinary. My friend Jules, actually, she is the co-chair of the Disability Network for Travelers Melville. They did a liaison for one of their dances. She volunteered and mentored an autistic person, and I applaud people that do this. I think that this is exactly what the spectrum needs, because it gives people a sense of belonging, it gives people that desperate sense of wanting to be part of something far more than what they may have thought.
Excellent. So we thank Rocco and Richard for sharing on our very first Halftime Howie, shining a light on special needs.